Catherine had made breakfast, surprising Zach, who had been moving his office to the basement, prepping the room for Xavier. Honestly, he could have waited another year, as she was far from ready to let her son out of her sight at night. She made pancakes, not frilly waffles, just not quite sweet enough pancakes. Zach hadn't said a word, and she itched throughout the meal, waiting for him to say something so they could banter about who was on which breakfast team, waffles or pancakes. Finally, while putting the dishes in the dishwasher, he said, "I can't believe you think I'm Team Pancake." "Yes, because you are. And you want me to think you're Team Waffle? You don't even wear nail polish." Okay, so that was true. She'd given that up while on the run. I used to. See, you're in the process of switching sides. Maybe I certainly like the crispiness of waffles, the fuss and effort that goes into them. You like being fussed over? No, not really. He nodded as though her answer confirmed something. She hoped he didn't think she didn't enjoy flowers and a bit of pampering from time to time. She continued, the careful measuring instead of just slapping the batter on a hot pan and knowing it'll form a circle. And you're into homemade mix batter, I'll bet, he said. Nothing the easy way. She laughed. In the swing beside her, Xavier made a foul-sounding noise that suggested he was in need of a fresh diaper and quite likely a new outfit as well. A quick check told her she was correct, and she closed her eyes for a second, hoping her sanity and good luck, since his messy diaper was going to mean laundry for Xavier's outfit, and the swing set cover a bath for him, and maybe one for herself too. "I'll run the water," Zach said, moving behind her as she still stood over Xavier in his swing, contemplating where to start. Since Zach was getting the kitchen sink ready for Xavier's bath, she chose to strip her son down on a receiving blanket there on the floor. Zach was waiting, hands outstretched, ready to take the naked one to the sink. Catherine bundled the whole mess of clothes, seat cover, and blanket into a ball, then headed to the washing machine in the basement, while Zach lifted Xavier into the water. As she started the wash cycle, she could hear Zach singing to her son in a low voice. She slipped up the stairs, curious what song he'd chosen. Xavier was grumbling happily, possibly trying to sing along to what sounded an awful lot like Sammy Davis Jr.'s song, "I've Gotta Be Me." "I didn't know you liked the Rat Pack," she said, entering the kitchen. Zach looked so natural with Xavier, her little boy watching him with big trusting eyes. It melted her heart. She wanted this man, this connection for her son. "Their songs were some of my grandma's favorites." "So you're not actually a soft-hearted romantic," she said, as she took the offered baby, who was clean and as slippery as an eel, and wrapped him into a towel. "It's your grandmother's fault that you choose to sing these grand classics?" "Pretty much." She gave him what she hoped was a saucy look. He'd been singing with heart. He liked the song and he couldn't hide it. Not from her. Xavier was sleepy and she put him down for a nap, then returned to the kitchen where Zach was sitting with a cup of coffee. The front of his thin knitted top was still wet from the bath water, she noted. "Do you think they'll actually have a reception for us in a week and a half? Or were those ladies just bluffing at the surprise party?" she asked, pouring herself a mug. She'd grown more and more apprehensive about their ability to brush off the event in short time, framed without inevitably snubbing people and hurting feelings. Add in the way Zach had clammed up when she said yes to the idea, and the event had the potential to really mess things up. And not just because everyone thought it was odd that she didn't want her picture taken. Zach at least had seemed to accept her partial truth about being stalked. "Won't the caffeine keep Xavier up?" Zach asked as she joined him with her cup of joe. If I had more than half a cup, yes. Delicate balance. I like the taste, as well as living on the edge, so she promoted. Why not drink decaf? She made a face that caused him to laugh. And yes, he said, I think they would do their best to have a reception, as well as a shower for you and I, as well as Xavier. Catherine quieted the worries swimming through her mind, the questions, the thoughts, the doubts. Do you want them? She asked. May as well start at the beginning. He was watching her, his surprise evident. She noticed since yesterday's party that one of his walls, at least, had swung open like the shutter on a window. He no longer tried to hide his emotions, not all of them. He allowed himself more expression around her, and she realized how close off and careful he'd been up until now. Do you? He countered. I asked first. So, I asked second. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He was glowering, but in a playful way. She realized with a skip of a heart. Says me, she retorted with a gentle fieriness that she hoped would keep the banter going. And you're my wife, so your word takes precedence. You're a fast learner. She smiled at him over the rim of her cup. I like that. That was a question, not a declared. He grumbled, but she noted the twinkle in his eye, and he lifted his own cup of coffee.